All right. Muscle imbalances. I know, especially if you're into fitness, you can be like real worried about them. You can be like, oh my God, my left shoulder is so much bigger than my right. And that's true for me. Like, for whatever reason, my left shoulder is fucking massive. And you probably can't see it here under the lights. It's like big. You probably can't even tell the difference because the lights are different and everything. But it's like, when I really look at it, I can tell. Like, even my lats, the top of my lats, technically my left is bigger. But then, or my lats, sorry, my lats, my right is technically bigger. I know you can't see it right now. And that's the thing. That's the point of this video. Muscle imbalances suck, right? You're just like, fuck. But that's because you are hyper focused on it because it's your body. You're looking in the mirror. If you're a guy and you're weightlifting, you probably have like bigorexia. I know I've had bigorexia, even though I'm not that big to begin with. But just like getting used to seeing myself a certain way and then seeing myself in the mirror and like, I'm not that big like I thought. These things happen, and I'm sure some guys have like bigorexia and body dysmorphia way worse than I ever had, and it's not like it was debilitating to me. But when it comes to muscle imbalances, dude, nobody notices. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. This shoulder and trap are way bigger, probably compensating for this smaller lat for whatever reason. And this lat is way bigger, but, and this bicep is way bigger or whatever. But nobody knows and nobody cares. I've had women in my bed completely like, oh my God, you have abs and you're so big and strong and blah, blah, blah. And it feels great. Ego boost through the roof, right? It's just wonderful. Love it. Like mission accomplished. Like, yes, I was working out to impress women. Yes. Fucking like, just stop lying to yourself, bro. Yes. And it worked. Women do not notice those tiny little things when it comes to that. They may notice other tiny things about like you said something in a certain tone or you did something out of order. They might notice stuff like that. But like when it comes to your body, unless it's a glaring, like you look like the fucking Coomer with one side absolutely buff and one side shriveled. Unless you look like the Coomer, nobody notices, dude. Even guys, if you're like, like I go to the skate park and I skate with my shirt off when it gets hot or whatever, dudes don't notice. They're not going to say anything anyway, even if they did. And the only people that would notice are going to be like people that are also bodybuilders, and they probably would understand. And if they do notice and they're like making fun of you for it, which I highly doubt would ever actually happen, like they're an asshole and they're fucking retarded. And why would you want to hang out with those people or talk to those people or care what they had to say anyway? Muscle imbalances are totally normal. Everybody has them. A lot of times they're genetic. Another time it's just because one side's more dominant. I have this weird, I don't know, upper cross syndrome or something. I don't know. And it's like this, shoulder blade kind of flares out a little bit for some reason. And this one doesn't. And it's like, this is my dominant side, but this tricep is smaller than this because I have an injury where I can't fully extend my arm anymore like I can this one. This pec is smaller than this pec. This lat is bigger than this lat. There's all kinds of fucking things that are imbalanced, but nobody really knows unless I pointed it out, and you probably can't see it now. If I had a pump, right? If I went to the gym, had a pump, boom, you could probably see it. Like, it's kind of hard to, see how much bigger that lat is. It's like so big in comparison to that one. But most people would never know, right? And I'm not running around shirtless all the time with a pump either. So again, do you run around shirtless with a pump all the time? I mean, unless you're a lifeguard or something working, and nobody cares anyway. And nobody really wants a muscular, beefy lifeguard either. They need someone that knows how to swim, because most dudes with heavy muscle mass sink to the bottom. Trust me, it's real hard for me to swim, and I'm not even that big. And it's hard for me to swim. So when it comes to muscle imbalances, when it comes to that type of shit, nobody fucking cares. Nobody notices. Only you notice because you're constantly looking at your body. And if you're a bodybuilder, you're into aesthetics, or you just want to be a mass monster, yeah, it's because you're hyper critically focused on that. That's the only reason. So chill out. It's okay. If you got legitimate body dysmorphia, I don't know what to tell you. I've felt it a little bit before too, but if you got some massive problems, like, bro, like, I'm not saying let it all go and just become a fat ass and don't even worry about it. I'm not saying that, but just, get some help. Like, go to a psychiatrist, something. I don't know. But nobody notices your muscle imbalances, bro. I notice mine all the time. I think about it all the time, but I've kind of let it go. Like, okay, I'll work on my lat. I'll only do this lat, cable pulls, try to get that squeeze, and I will literally just stop doing pull-ups because I know this side is dominating. I'm just going to only do lat exercise for this, and I just have to let it go and say, I'm just going to see what happens, and that's it. I'm not going up on stage. Most of you guys probably aren't even going to go up on stage. And even if you did, it doesn't matter. Arnold Schwarzenegger had, different parts of his body, muscles that were imbalanced. And he was pro. A lot of pros have imbalances. And they still win. They still go up on stage. Nobody really fucking notices. Maybe the judges notice, but depending on how you pose, how you flex, it really doesn't matter. So relax. It's going to be okay. You're still big and beautiful. That's where that phrase actually applies for weightlifters. They want to be big and beautiful. So you're big and beautiful. You got some great muscles. You're doing great. Don't worry about your muscle imbalances. Do what you can to try to fix them, but don't stress.